Hey, what's up guys? This is Bailey Stein with Android Authority, and it appears that Xiaomi has taken the expression go big or go home quite literally with a 6.44-inch Mi Max. But how well does the Mi Max perform day to day as an affordable mid-range smartphone? Let's find out in our video review of the Xiaomi Mi Max. There's nothing particularly shocking about the Mi Max's design, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, as the phone's aluminum construction gives it a premium look and feel. Some design aspects make the device easier to use, like the side tapers on the rear and the perfectly positioned power button and fingerprint reader. The top and bottom plastic caps, which presumably house the phone's antennas, are fairly continuous with the rest of the design in both color and feel. They do seem to be the culprit of some creaking noises while holding the phone, however, and maybe a major cause of the phone's weak structure. It bends with just a bit of pressure, which is disconcerting to say the least. The Mi Max's poor build quality shocked us, as Xiaomi has generally done an excellent job in the past, at this and even lower price points. The Mi Max's 3 illuminated capacitive keys sit on a very slightly curved 2.5D glass and follow Xiaomi's standard layout. The display's side bezels are notably small, although we do wish that Xiaomi would reconsider the use of a black border around the display. The Mi Max's standout feature is definitely its large display, and at 6.44 inches, this phone is undeniably huge. The size definitely requires a few changes in how you use your smartphone, but in exchange for a superior media consumption experience. While it would have been nice to see Quad HD here instead of 1080p, the display on the Mi Max still looks great with good viewing angles and accurate color reproduction. Sunlight readability is a tad below average, however, and the sunlight mode decreases the display's contrast significantly. On a positive note, the glass is coated in Corning Gorilla Glass 4, which we don't see very often at this price point. As has been the case with other Qualcomm Snapdragon 652 devices, the Mi Max's day-to-day performance seemed comparable to phones with higher-end chips like the Snapdragon 808. Xiaomi's custom software, MIUI, runs very smoothly on the Mi Max, and the base model's 3GB of RAM is generally enough for multitasking. There are different models available as well, although we do not imagine the real-world performance differences to be significant. Unless you're importing the Mi Max, you can expect 4G LTE speeds and great call quality. If you're in the US, the Mi Max will still work on AT&T and T-Mobile, but it will be limited to receiving HSPA Plus speeds. It is unlocked and dual SIM, however, and you can expand the phone storage up to an additional 256GB with one of the SIM card slots. The fingerprint reader on the back of the Mi Max is accurate and, in our experience, just a hair faster than the one found on the Nexus 6P. Xiaomi does seem to have taken a step backwards with the Mi Max with the return of micro USB. The decision to not use USB Type-C is a bit puzzling at this point, but it may be appealing to those who are still using the older standard and do not want to purchase brand new cables. The Mi Max's single speaker can be found just to the right of the charging port, and it sounds pretty good, only slightly distorted at higher volumes. It would have been nice to see front-facing speakers, as they generally offer a more immersive media consumption experience, but side firing is still better than rear firing. With that aside, the Mi Max did very well in our battery life testing thanks to its very large 4850 mAh battery. Although screen on time varied quite a bit depending on whether the phone was primarily connected to Wi-Fi or cellular data, even the heaviest user should have no trouble getting the Mi Max to last a full day. It also supports Quick Charge 3.0, although it does not ship with a Quick Charge 3.0 charger, so you'll need to purchase one yourself if you want to avoid several hour-long charges. The 16-megapixel f2.0 rear camera with dual LED flash proved to be a very capable package in our testing, and it's one of the best we've seen at this price point. The Mi Max captures detail remarkably well, its color reproduction is visually pleasing without being too unnatural, and dynamic range is quite good. It's not perfect, however, as we found the phone's autofocus to be too slow and finicky for a considerable number of situations. Even when holding the device and subject still, the Mi Max would slightly miss focus more than we would normally expect. It also tended to over-sharpen images to the point of recognition in certain images. Low light performance was about average for the price, meaning that you won't be able to reliably count on the Mi Max for a good image in darker environments. We've covered MIUI's camera app quite extensively at this point, but I will mention that it's pretty easy to use while also offering manual control for those who wish to take advantage of it. And that brings us to Xiaomi's also well-covered custom version of Android, MIUI 7. Thankfully, it is shipping with Android 6.0 Marshmallow, and users can look forward to many UI and functional improvements with the MIUI 8 update, which should be released within the coming weeks, and actually automatically found its way onto our unit in beta form. MIUI has received many mixed reviews from Western media, as some have criticized it for being too similar to iOS, while others have praised it for the amount of polish and coherency it offers. After using it day to day myself, I think it's a great alternative to stock Android, especially for users who wish to customize and tweak. The stock apps are well designed, the UI is remarkably responsive, and the ability to do things like restrict data for specific apps is invaluable. To top it off, MIUI receives weekly updates, so you'll be getting bug fixes and new features very often. With all of that said, the software experience for those importing the device is far from perfect. Reseller-loaded bloatware, a hellish bootloader unlocking process, and missing Google apps are all major hurdles that importers will face. Even if you do get Google apps up and running with the installer app from the Mi App Store, there are still issues to be had. Random Google app crashes, Google Now issues, failure to place calls with Google Voice, and the inability to do things like consume DRM-protected content can make the experience less than ideal for Western users. The Xiaomi Mi Max is now available in China in a number of different models, starting at 1499 yuan or about $228. Each model is available in either silver, gold, or dark gray. While the Mi Max may not be the best fit for the average smartphone user, it's a great option for those looking for a very large device on the cheap. While we were disappointed with the device's build quality, found the imported device software experience to be annoying in some ways, and wish that the phone would come to the US, the Mi Max still has quite a lot to offer for its price. Its impressive camera, excellent battery life, and smooth performance are all great reasons to buy this phone. The mere size of the Mi Max does feel like uncharted territory for Xiaomi, and that's clearly reflected in areas like build quality. If you can get past those quirks, however, the Xiaomi Mi Max is likely the best extra-large option in its price range. Thank you for watching our video review of the Xiaomi Mi Max. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Finally, be sure to visit the Android Authority website for additional coverage, as we are your source for all things Android.